Hello everyone, let's do question 2. Based on this graph shown here, we have to describe the motion of the particle from point A to point E. Okay, so this is the graph. So this is a graph of V against T, which is velocity against time. So what does the gradient? The gradient of this graph tells us, it is telling us about the acceleration. Okay, now let's look at point A to point B. Okay, so this is showing us that the V is increasing. Okay, so what does a uniformly increasing velocity means? It means that there is a constant acceleration. Okay, so this is a constant acceleration. Okay, and then from point B to C, we can see that the V is decreasing. So that means it is decelerating constantly. Constant deceleration. Okay, constant deceleration. And then at point C to D, we can see that the V is increasing, but it is changing direction. Okay, V is increasing, however it is changing direction because you can see they are negative. See, below the x-axis. So negative changing direction means this one means it is moving. It has a constant acceleration as well. And then lastly, at point D, E, we can see that the V is decreasing. So this one change direction juga because they go from negative to positive, which is 0. So this one is constant deceleration. Okay, so that is question 2a. Now we have to sketch an acceleration against time graph. Let me just copy this image here. I'm just gonna copy the image instead of the handwriting. So let's screenshot this. Oh, okay, I am not able to do that. In that case, let me minimize. Okay, so make sure this one kamu pause dia lah. Resize. I'm just gonna put it somewhere here. Okay, so now let's screenshot this. Take screenshot, copy, paste. Okay, so this is our velocity against time graph, in which we have to do an acceleration against time graph, as well as a graph of distance against time, kan? Displacement against time. So this is our acceleration against time. Okay, so this is acceleration, meter per second square. This is time, second. Okay, so from this is point A. Let's just assume that point A, and then point B is somewhere here, C is somewhere here, D is here, and then E is here lah. Okay. Now let's draw it. So based on this diagram, based on the graph on figure 3, we can see that the maximum acceleration is at point A to point B. Okay, we can see based on the gradient of this point lah. Okay, so this is the maximum. You can just draw somewhere around here. Okay, somewhere around there. Let me just make it a bit bigger. So here, and then at point B to C pula, dia sudah start decelerating. So what does decelerating means? Means dia sudah go to negative. So at point B and C here, it will be negative. Since they don't give us a value, we just have to eyeball the position lah, the line. agak-agak. Ito na. Agak-agak je. Okay, and then point C to D, they are accelerating, tapi dia sudah change direction. So accelerating means dia ada above the point B to C lah. Okay, and then at point D to E pula, dia sudah increase up to 0. So we can just draw somewhere here, I guess. Okay, so that is our acceleration against time graph. Okay, so if it would make it easier for you, you can also put some values lah, so that it's easy for you to find the acceleration at these specific points lah. Okay, like here you can just put some values, tapi make sure the values to tally lah, start from 0. Lepas tu 1, 2, 3, 4 ka, and then this maximum you can just put 2, ataupun you can put 2 lah. Lepas di sini kau boleh juga letak -1. Okay, so you can just do that as well. So this one, just draw a dashed line here. Okay, so this one. Alright, so that is acceleration against time graph. Now we have to draw pula untuk distance against time graph. So this is apa dia curu? X. Okay, so this is X, and then this is our time. Okay, so again, this is A, this is B, this is at point C, this is at point D, then this is at point E. Okay, so for this one, in order for you to draw it, you have to what should I say? You have to refer to this lah, meaning you have to memorize this. Okay, so in this case, we are looking at next this one first. Point A to point B. So point A to B, garisan dia uniformly increasing with time. So it is this one. Okay, so the graph of ST pula is this part here. So what we can do is we can draw something like that. Gitu. Boleh lah to. Okay, and then from point B to point C pula, dia menurun begini. So we can see it is something like this. So the graph for distance against time is this one. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we macam mana ni? Gitu kan? Boleh lah tu, sama juga. And then from point C to D, dia menurun below negative. So let's find the one that goes below negative, which is this one. So the relationship is this graph here. Okay, so we can draw ini di tempat graph kita pula. So dia turun something like this. Okay, something like that. And then we draw untuk point mana tu? D to E pula. So D to E is this one below the graph, below the x-axis, which is this one. So we have like this. Okay, so we can draw something like that. Okay, so that is our distance against time graph. Okay, so macam itulah cara kita lukis the graphs, right? So that is our question 2 for tutorial chapter 2.